Behind the Curtain, the Netflix documentary about the making of Stranger Things, The First Shadow, is framed as a story of triumph, chronicling the creative agonies of wresting a hit play from the messy, chaotic process of staging a massive theatrical extravaganza. But if you've seen The First Shadow, which I did at New York's Marquis Theater last week, the documentary plays as something else. The story of how an Oscar-nominated director and a Tony-winning producer combined to produce one of the worst things I've ever seen on a Broadway stage. Great art has often sprung from crass commercialism. Before Greta Gerwig got her hands on the project, who would have thought a movie about Barbie was a good idea? But The First Shadow doesn't even try to hide the fact that it's a glorified teaser for the final season of Netflix's most popular show. And, at nearly 3 hours long, and with a top ticket price over $300, a particularly tedious and expensive one. The story, such as it is, concerns the teenage years of Henry Creel, who, with the help of the malevolent Dr. Martin Brenner, will grow up to be the series' skinless, noseless big bad, Vecna. But while the play purports to give its audience of Stranger Things devotees a look at the formative versions of its adult characters, including scattered single mother Joyce Byers, washed-out police chief Jim Hopper, and the genial nerd Bob Newby, R.I.P., it feels hemmed in from every direction by a dictate not to reveal anything that might make fans of the show who can't afford a trip to London or New York feel as if they're missing out, to maximize spectacle and minimize content and hope. Ticket buyers are too dazzled to notice the difference. It also doesn't explain why the grown-up Hopper and Joyce haven't been more forthcoming about that weird kid they knew in high school. Behind the Curtain feels similarly constrained by head office dictates. As The First Shadow's original production in London gets closer and closer to opening night, with its script still in major flux and its elaborate special effects still failing at critical moments, the documentary's cinematographer, Geraint Thomas, goes from being a genial confidant whom cast and crew call G, to an unwelcome intruder who gets waved off when the difficult decisions are being made. At one point, the show's novice playwright, Kate Treffry, lifts her eyes from a tense conversation with director Stephen Daldry and alerts him to the presence of a nearby eavesdropper, then whispers a cautionary spy cam. Intent on preserving the stage production surprises, the play's effects designers, Jamie Harrison and Chris Fisher, keep their secrets mostly hidden, even when they're effectively just recreating familiar moments from the TV series. And while Treffry and producer Sonia Friedman frequently talk about needing to cut large blocks of text and radically restructure the story, we're rarely given any clues as to what's being eliminated or moved around.